So this is going to be a quick one. We have a few new CJRB models and we're starting it off with the Shale. Now the Shale kind of reminds me of the Pyrite. Now the Pyrite, I'm sure you guys know about, but if you don't, there are so many different flavor options with this one. They have titanium ones, XL ones, mini ones, aluminum ones, everything you can imagine, versions of these different steels, different blade shapes. This one is the light, which is only $30 right now. It technically goes for 40, but right now you can get it for 30. I will link everything down in the description. ARPM9 steel, FRN scales that are slightly contoured, very ergonomic, very fidget friendly, just an awesome little lightweight pocket knife that's very, very affordable. Great bang for your buck. This guy uses G10 and ARPM9 steel, but it kind of reminds me of that family a little bit, the Pyrite family. Very ergonomic in the hand. I do like these ergonomics. I'm not a fan of these colors though. Holy cow, this is bright. It kind of, so to me, this is too much. It's too bright. I wouldn't personally buy this one. The company did send these to me. I wouldn't buy this color just because it's too bright for me. It reminds me of like, I don't know, a toy or something. Now I can understand why maybe some hunters or fishers would want something like this because they want to be able to see it if they drop it in the water or whatever. So I understand that in that point of view, but for me personally, I would go to a different color. The blade shape, I do love this blade shape. The geometry is really nice. The ergonomics are really good. It has a nice strong locking system, being a crossbar lock. They did a good job with the resistance for the detent, and it has good access to the thumb stud. They did a nice little chamfer there. This thing has this micro milling on the handle that makes it extremely grippy on both sides. Now the clip does land on top of that, so you're gonna get a little resistance underneath the clip because of the texturing. But these clips, you know, they tend to not have like a ton of tension, and you can always kind of take tension off of them if you need to. It is reversible. But yeah, all in all, it's a cool knife. You know, like I said, I just don't like the color option. So, you know, or at least on this one, you know, I'm sure there's other color options, but I personally would get a different color. But as far as negatives go with this one, sharpen, show, and plunge grind is my biggest negative. You will absolutely create a smile when sharpening this. They gave you nothing, no clearance at all. I know it's a budget knife, and I know some people won't care about this. It's not going to be a big deal to them. It's going to be just like a work knife or whatever. But for me, I want clearance. I want to be able to sharpen my knife many, many times without ever hitting the plunge grind or ever interfering with anything. I want just to have a nice clean sharpened edge every time I sharpen it for many, many times. The next little nitpick, like I said, a little bit of traction in and out of the pocket because of the texturing. That definitely maybe could have put a little smooth pad underneath, at least on the right hand side. You know, maybe not on this side, but being a crossbar lock, it is ambidextrous, so this is going to be a left and a right handed knife. So I guess if you put it on this side, you'd have to put it on this side. So that's probably why they voted against that. But in the hand, it is very comfortable, has tons of traction. I feel like I could use this in very wet conditions. Now, the next two are the same model. And I do have to say right off the bat, I do not like this knife. I actually kind of despise this knife, and I'm going to explain why. And this is no, you know, no hit on Dylan Mallory or anything. I like his designs. I think he does a great job. But this one, to me, there's just a huge miss on this one, especially on this version. This version, not as bad, but I still dislike it. And that is the lock bar. This is a very slim knife. Nice and slicey, like the blade shape. It is slightly contoured, but being so slim, this lock bar, it looks like it has lock bar access, right? But they put a chamfer on there and it's polished. So when you go to disengage it, it's almost painful to disengage because it's so tight. I almost want to just do it with my pointer finger. I hate disengaging this knife. And that is something that is a huge pet peeve to me. I want a comfortable disengagement. I don't care what kind of lock it is. And this to me is just, that's obnoxious. I hate this thing. The more I unlock it, the more I despise it. and I hate to keep ripping into them because I love CJRB's models, but this one was just a huge miss. This one, because it has the coating on it, it's a lot better. Like, I'm not slipping off of it, but it's still not comfortable. You're basically going right on this very thin little liner and trying to wedge it over rather than just having good access and just pushing it from the side. Not every lock bar has to be done like that, but when they're very thin liners like this, it's just in your best interest to not chamfer that edge, put little traction marks, you know, like little spots for traction, and make sure you have plenty of access. Like I said, this one's definitely a lot better than this one. It's just something personally I would just stay away from for me. The clip is something that, you know, it's a good clip. Inset with flat screws and reversible. Thumb studs are easy to get to. It does have good action aside from the lock bar. Like I said, this one's not as bad. This one I can tolerate, but this one I absolutely despise this one. But anyways, yeah, like I said, this is a quick one, guys. There you guys go. I hate to say something so negative about this knife, but you know, for me personally, I would just say, yeah, stay clear of this one. I hate Dylan. I'm sorry, man. I just, you know, I have such a pet peeve for bad lock bar access and bad disengagement. So, you know, a lot of people aren't going to be as upset about it as I am. So, you know, just putting that out there. But Dylan's awesome. He has great designs, a lot of great designs. And CJRB does a damn good job in most cases. But there you guys go. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.